Hello children, welcome back. Hope so you all are doing well. Let's start our biology class today. The topic is health and hygiene. Let's recap. We had studied in the previous class about communicable disease, that is infectious disease, and non-communicable disease, that is non-infectious disease. What is communicable disease? The disease that can be transferred from an unhealthy person to a healthy person are called communicable diseases. Common cold, measles, chickenpox are some of the examples of communicable diseases. They are caused by microorganisms such as bacteria, virus, protozoa, and fungi. These disease-causing microorganisms are called pathogens. The communicable diseases can be transmitted either through direct contact or through air, water, and food. Some diseases also spread through insects like mosquitoes, housefly, and cockroaches. Such insects that spread diseases are called vectors. These medium through which disease spread are called modes of transmission. Now, non-communicable diseases or non-infectious diseases. The diseases that cannot be transferred from one person to the other directly or through any other vector are called non-communicable diseases. Diabetes, heart diseases, lung diseases, and deficiency diseases are some non-communicable diseases. Diseases such as heart and lung diseases are caused due to improper functioning of different organs in our body. Deficiency diseases are caused due to deficiency of certain nutrients in our body. Example, kwashiorkor is a protein deficiency disease. Rickets is caused due to deficiency of vitamin D. Communicable diseases can be spread through three broad ways: through air, through contaminated food and water, through insects and other animals. The first communicable disease which we are going to study is influenza. It is caused by virus. Mode of transmission is droplet infection or airborne. Symptoms are fever, body ache. Preventive measures are avoid contact with people who are sick. Cover your mouth and nose while coughing and sneezing. We should drink lots of fluids and food rich in vitamin C. The next disease which we are going to study is malaria. It is caused by a protozoan. Mode of transmission is vector-borne, that is through the bite of female Anopheles mosquito. And the symptoms are, here the parasite multiplies in the red blood cells and destroys them. Alternate phases of chill and high fever repeatedly in a day or 3 to 4 days. Vomiting and severe headache, fever subsides with profuse sweating. How does malaria transmit? A mosquito becomes infected by feeding on a person who has malaria. If this mosquito bites another person in the future, it can transmit malaria parasites to that person. Once the parasites enter the body, they travel till the liver, where some types can lie dormant for as long as a year. When the parasites mature, they leave the liver and infect the red blood cells. This is when people typically develop malaria symptoms. If an uninfected mosquito bites at this point in the cycle, it will become infected with the malarial parasites and can spread them to the other people it bites. What are the preventive measures? The preventive measures are prevent mosquito breeding by spreading insecticides and oil over water, using mosquito nets while sleeping, using mosquito repellent cream and ointment, taking anti-malarial drugs such as chloroquine, and also above all, keeping the environment clean, and in case any symptoms, see a doctor immediately. The next disease we are going to study is gastroenteritis, caused by bacteria. Mode of transmission is through contaminated food and water. Symptoms are diarrhea, vomiting, abdominal cramps, blood in the stools. Preventive measures are rotavirus vaccination can be given. Avoid eating raw and uncooked food. The next disease which we are going to study is ascariasis. These are caused by elongated cylindrical roundworms called ascaris. They are found in the intestines. It can occur while eating with unwashed hands or raw fruits and vegetables. The female ascaris lays eggs which get scattered in the soil and even vegetables. Infection occurs when these eggs get into the system of humans. That is, the mode of transmission is through contaminated food and water. The symptoms of ascariasis is abdominal pain and vomiting. And the preventive measures are: good hygiene is the best preventive measure. Avoid contacting soil that may be contaminated with human feces. Wash hands with soap and water before handling food. When traveling to areas where sanitation and hygiene are poor, avoid water or food that may be contaminated. Wash, peel, or cook all raw vegetables and fruits before eating. Dispose of diapers properly. Prevention of reinfection poses a substantial problem since this parasite is abundant in soil. Proper sanitation is a must. Now we are going to study about some non-communicable diseases. Deficiency diseases are caused due to deficiency of certain nutrients in our body. Now we are going to study some of them. The first deficiency disease is night blindness. The nutrient deficient is vitamin A. The symptoms are inability to view in dim or poor light. The recommended food items are carrots, mangoes, butter, tomatoes, egg yolk. The next disease is beriberi, caused due to deficiency of vitamin B1. Symptoms are weak muscles, loss of weight. The diet recommended is beans, meat, eggs, etc. The next deficiency disease is scurvy, caused due to deficiency of vitamin C. Here the symptoms are bleeding gums, swelling of joints, and the food recommended is oranges, tomatoes, lemons, guavas, and amlas. The next deficiency disease which we are going to study is rickets. Is caused due to deficiency of vitamin D. The symptoms are weak and softening of bones, deformed bones. Diet recommended is milk, eggs, cereals, meat, etc. The next deficiency disease which we are going to study is osteoporosis due to deficiency of calcium. Weak and fragile bones, tooth decay. The diet recommended is milk, eggs, dairy products, leafy vegetables, and fish. The next deficiency disease which we are studying is anemia. Is caused due to deficiency of iron. Symptoms are pale skin, weakness in the body, loss of appetite. The diet recommended is apple, fish, green leafy vegetables, and raisins. Goiter. The next deficiency disease is goiter, caused due to deficiency of iodine. Symptoms are swollen neck. The recommended diet is iodized salt and seafood. The next deficiency disease which we are going to study is kwashiorkor. It is caused due to the deficiency of proteins. Symptoms are change in the color of skin and swollen stomach. Recommended diet is milk, eggs, and other protein-rich food. The next deficiency disease which we are going to study is marasmus. It is caused due to deficiency of proteins and carbohydrates. Symptoms are underweight, fatigue, loose folds of skin, improper functioning of brain, poor muscle development, sunken eyes. Recommended diet are milk, eggs, cereals, and meat. There are some points of differences between kwashiorkor and marasmus. Kwashiorkor is caused due to deficiency of proteins. Symptoms are stunted growth and mental retardation, bulging eyes, protruding belly, thin stick-like legs, edema due to water retention, discoloration of hair, and patient is usually irritable. Marasmus is caused due to deficiency of proteins and carbohydrates. Symptoms are mental retardation, lean and weak body and prominent ribs. Edema is absent. Patient is usually alert and has good appetite. Some of the non-communicable diseases are arthritis, cancer, diabetes, hypertension. These are also called as lifestyle diseases. Changes to the way people live have created new environmental and behavioral risk factors, leading to a rise in lifestyle diseases. These diseases start slowly and often asymptomatically, but they last longer. Management of lifestyle diseases requires change in living pattern, attitude, and mindset. Please do revise the concepts taught today. Stay healthy, stay fit. Thank you.